car meditation. Discrimination. So someone just approached me and they asked me, was I boycotting Asian businesses? And I was like, not necessarily. It's like, my community isn't filled with that many Asian businesses. It's about maybe 3. But for someone who looks like me to approach me and ask me that, I find it kind of strange that our culture jumps on this bandwagon of hating people and discriminating against people because of someone saying something on social media. Someone made a video about blacks and they were Asian, and all of a sudden, now we're against all Asian people. And it's like all of a sudden, they don't like us or they don't want us. And it's like, we of all people should know how that feels, to not want to be painted with the same brush as some others that look like us. We don't want to be painted as a thug if you're not a thug. You don't want to be painted as a criminal if you're not a criminal. You want to be painted as no, corporate capitalist thief if you're not that. You don't want to be painted as a fornicating man if you're not that. You don't want to be painted as a simp. You want to be painted as a punk. You don't want to be painted as all these things. But as soon as these bandwagon things jump out here on social media, we are out here, don't shop here, don't shop there. Well, I can honestly tell you, there's 2 Asian businesses that are in my community. 1 is food, Chinese. 2, there's a beauty supply. And that lady that owns the beauty supply, who's older now, who's retired and, stepped down, and her grandson, that lady has known me since I was 9 years old. That lady, when I became a father, I would take my kids in her store. She would always give me free stuff. Always. Give my kids brushes, give my kids candy, everything. Every time I would go in with my family, in different stages of my life. When I had my older children, when they were little, I would go in there and I remember you. And she's been, ever since I was little, she'd give my kids candy. She would give us candy or whatever, free brushes and combs or whatever. I don't really eat candy, but she's always been kind. To this day, still kind. And not only that, one of my clients frequents our store, has been for maybe the last 10 years. He's been in the community, and same thing with his kids. She gives his kids stuff, gives his daughters, free combs and free. Never had an issue. So I'm supposed to hate someone that's been a part of my community, go against their business that helps feed my community because of something that a young, ignorant person said on social media. Gotta critically think, y'all. Gotta start thinking for yourself. Can't let this machine control your brain like that. Gotta start thinking for yourself. That doesn't even make sense. If you've been living next door to Bill for 4 years and Bill has never given you a problem, and Bill is a nice guy, stuff blowing in the grass, Bill pick up stuff, that's in front of your house if it's trash, your mail accidentally went over to his house, he's brought it to your house, he was invited you over to the backyard party. Start learning that we're a part of a humanity. I'm not saying you gotta latch on and wave an Asian flag or a Chinese flag or a Korean flag or a Laos flag or a Vietnamese flag. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying start knowing that you're part of a human community and a human family, and that we all were created by the same being individually and unique, and where we come from is where we come from. But don't get on that bandwagon of hating because somebody made a stupid ass video, because you wouldn't want that done to you. And as a black person, African American, whatever you want to call yourself, we know better than that. You don't want your kids being associated with the kids that's tearing up the city and tearing up people's cars. Just like you don't want to be associated when you go in a business If you have locks, or you have curly hair, or you dark skinned, you don't want nobody to think you somebody who just came in and robbed the place. I could go in an establishment now with a hood on, and I don't want them thinking I'm coming in here to stick up the place just because some kids come in here with hoodies and masks on and steal. So it's like, why would you do that to other people? We're supposed to be the leaders. We're supposed to be the leaders, the trendsetters, the ones who set the example, because we know the history, because we are the history, and we come from the history. And if you don't know the history, search it out online on this computer that you carry in your pocket. I'm gonna leave it there, yo. Peace. Fight for your life.